Your value is $5.99. Admit it. Is it $5.99?
No, it's $17.50.
Okay, you saved it. Now you're hot again.
Seem like it's their mother just dying to you. No, you're out here dehydrated and dying from not getting no attention. So now you want to take off all your clothes to get attention.
A society that wants you single, fat, broke, and childless, and you're adding to that with your $49.99 donation of apathy. Ask these women where they see themselves in 5 years professionally and personally.
Welcome back. My name is Renee, and this is Highly Motivated, a channel where we check out different things that I find interesting, and hopefully you will too. Today, we are discussing modern women, and we are going to hear from the women themselves. After we hear from them, I will discuss whether or not I agree and why. And as always, if you have something to say, leave it in the comments. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start off with the truth about modern women.
I do not want to say this. I don't. This is why other groups of women are seemingly more successful when it comes to relationships and marriages and anything of that sort than us. And that's because a lot of what we are taught as women, especially within the Black community, we're taught that womanhood is finesse culture, right? Within the Black community, we're taught a lot of the times that in order to be successful in a relationship, you have to have one up over your partner, over your husband, over your boyfriend, over your significant other, over your lover, over whatever. Like, you're supposed to be on the up. You're supposed to have the leverage. You're supposed to have the upper hand. We're taught that that is how you're supposed to conduct yourself within a relationship. Which is, again, what makes us not that ideal for a relationship.
Ooh,
by any group of men. Right?
This goes for all women and men.
We really do get fucked up based upon how we're taught, what we're taught. Oh, make sure that, you get this out of him, and make sure that he'll never get that out of you, and make sure that you got your own this. Like, we're taught how to be snakes. That's womanhood within the Black community. May the best snake win. And what that does is it creates this environment to where nobody wants to marry us. Nobody wants to be in committed long-term relationships. The only thing that a lot of men really want to do with us is fuck. And the reason why that is because a part of that finesse, a big chunk, a major part of the whole finesse game that we're taught as Black women in order to be a woman, a big chunk of that finesse is sex. So I know how to do that very well. Mm-hmm. Right? I'll use my body to finesse you.
Wow. I think it kind of goes for all women. When you aren't raised with love, you tend to conflate love and sex as the same, and they're not. And there is a lot of people think they have this idea, what is that? Whoever cares the most or whoever cares the least has the upper hand, and that whole mindset is just so toxic. And the spirit that she's talking about, it's literally the Jezebel spirit that inhabits these women, and that the rebellious, the promiscuous. I mean, I definitely, now that I know what I know, realize that there was a point in my life where I was heavily influenced by the Jezebel spirit. But that was pretty interesting.
Is it hard in the current dating market to find a guy that doesn't want to smash right away? Is it hard for you?
Yeah, so I guess what I have is like guys like that I'm a virgin, but they don't want to wait until marriage, which is kind of a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You kind of fucked in 2023 because and it goes both ways, right? Kind of like you got traditional girls that are like want to wait or whatever, but like the guys are like, because here's the thing, there's no way that you're gonna find a guy that's like well, I mean, the guys that are virgins, you don't want them anyway.
Yeah.
But like the days of like a guy being able to be a virgin and still be attractive and find a virgin wife, like those days are done, because guys understand that like if I'm a virgin as a guy, I'm not gonna be as attractive to women. No girl wants a virgin guy. We'll take virgin girls, but we're not gonna. No girl wants a virgin guy.
Yeah, and I know now that like I don't need to have a virgin guy, and I know the society we live in, and the chances are that
it's like they like the idea of having a virgin because they want, majority would want to be the one to take that, right? But the reality of waiting to be with somebody till they're married or till they marry her is just not as attractive when they have women who they talk crap about and don't see anything serious with, that are just giving it up. And they say that it's different for men and women, and women, I don't think that anybody should be sleeping around. And the men who think that it's okay for them to sleep around because they're high value, I mean, there has to be women that are willing to sleep with them in order for them to be able to do that. So it's like they're creating the women that they say they don't want. It's very weird to me. Okay, women is dropping game for women. Oh man, let's see what kind of game this is.
I'll sit here and take all y'all clothes off for social media. And then next thing you know, your DMs start going off. And now y'all out here just in the house making it seem like it's their mother just dying to you. No, you're out here dehydrated and dying from not getting no attention. So now you want to take off all your clothes to get attention. And then you want to go crying because no one wants to get to know you for you. Well, maybe if you leave your clothes on and let people see who you are and not what the look like on the outside, you might want to get to know you for you. Y'all want to take your clothes off to be seen and then wonder why people just want to that's it. If that's what you showing them, that's what the you gonna get. Put some clothes on.
I mean, there's really nothing I can add to that. What modern women have to deal with.
13-hour shift, and this is what my kitchen looks like. And my unemployed husband, where we have one child who's at school from 9 until 5, just decided to drink 8 beers, just chilling at home by himself. I am... Side note, these dishes, they've been in there for 2 days.
Oh. I do not envy her. She has to work 13 hours and then come home to a house that looks like that with an unemployed husband. But you know what, honey, you chose him. I mean, did he not act like that? Did he have a job or more when you met? I mean, a lot of women marry a man thinking that they're going to be different or that they can work on them, and then are disappointed when they stay the same person. It just... we have to be accountable for who we're choosing as well, right? I don't know if any of you guys saw this little like sneako bachelor thing that Pearly Things was doing, but this girl was probably my favorite that was on it.
I'm a little hungry.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, I am hungry. Can you cook?
Can I cook?
Yeah.
Of course I can cook.
What can you cook?
Anything, really. My favourite thing to cook is probably steak. With vegetables or a salad.
Okay. Spinach?
Not necessarily, because spinach is actually not very good for you. It's very high in oxalates, which...
Who?
Oxalate.
What's that?
It's just an anti-nutrient, which means that you're basically not adding nutrients, you're taking them away when you eat spinach.
Who told you that?
It's a fact.
That can't be true.
It is true. It's not good for you.
It's a fact based on who? Who said that?
Just based on many studies.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why you kind of get like joint pains and stuff.
From spinach?
Not just from spinach, like many vegetables have oxalates in them, but yeah.
Okay.
It's not great for you, but anyway.
You see how engaged he was in her? She was just amazing. And her answer, of course I can cook. Hello. Modern women live in delusion.
I don't want to be rude or mean or anything, but I was at a dinner with this woman who was so obese. She was telling me how she couldn't find any swimwear for girls who are curvy. I thought to myself, oh my God, like you're refusing to live in reality. You're delusional. I am curvy, you are obese. And she kept referring to herself as curvy. Women, they take no accountability and they don't live in reality. She's delusional.
No comment. All right, we have this woman, and she is exposing girl trips.
You got a girlfriend that's going and she's married and she's flirting with other guys. Let her do her thing. It's not your business. The girl trip, she's supposed to have an amazing time, and what happens on the trip stays on the trip.
The only married girl, I ended up rooming with somebody that was single. At the end of a fun night, she wanted to bring someone back. And I'm like, there's 2 guys in my room. Like,
she picked 2 guys?
Wow. Yeah, listen, if you are married and you're a female, I mean, unless you're like 65 and it's like a group of old women going on this like old ladies girl trip, and I think that would be fine, but women in their 20s should not be going, 30s, 40s, should not be going on girls trips when they are married or in a serious relationship. Do you want your man going to Vegas on a guy's trip? Probably not. Always put the shoe on the other foot.
I end up 35 and single, so what?
Seeing my grandparents holding my cousin's kids and how happy they look, and I'm not gonna get to see that, witness that, experience that.
Is it because you're being an independent woman? Here's the thing too, right, is that this is the issue with modern women. They say that they want to be independent and they keep that same energy, right, for a long time throughout their entire 20s, early 20s and later 20s. So now when it comes down to them being much older, they actually want to start a family. The older a woman gets, the less fertile she is. What happens is that these women go through their entire 20s and 30s talking about having high body counts or it's okay to be independent and be alone. Then when it comes down to having a family, it's going to be much more difficult for that older woman to find a man who is ready for a family or want to make a family at her age. A lot of men are going to go for women who are much younger who actually have the energy to be able to raise a family rather than an older woman, at least with the men who actually have selection.
Yes, and as women, we are the most fertile in our 20s. If you wait till 30, what is it, 35 is considered a geriatric pregnancy. I think one of the biggest lies was that us as women have all this time to think about what we're going to do, and that we need to be living all this life and we're going to miss out on all these things. But what you're really going to miss out on is, you know, having a child and a family and a husband and raising them with love. And the society is just so out of order, and this all started with removing God from the family and then separating the families, and it's just been straight downhill since then. Oh, we got a little truth bomb for you.
The girls that are being 20 right now and absolute in the club, whatever not. In 10 years, they're going to be 30, trying to settle down, and realize that all the good guys are taken. They're going to complain that they were ran through their whole life, but while they were partying for the past 10 years, all the good girls got cuffed by the good guys. And so now, when they look at all the men that are options, they're going to be competing with the now 20-year-old good girls and be stuck. Why? Because all the good guys are gone. You missed your chance being a fucking whole bitch.
You know what's funny to me about these modern day women? They want you men to chase them. They can't chase you. You guys have to chase them. And they want you to chase them, and when you get them, they expect you to spend all your money on them. They expect you to pay all their bills. They want you to take them to fancy restaurants and buy them expensive gifts and fly them out. And the only thing they are going to give you in return is some tart coochie. Tart coochie that has a lot of mileage on it. Coochie that's been ran up in by everyone. They don't want to cook for you. They don't want to clean for you. They don't want to inspire you. They don't want to motivate you. It's all about them. They want the princess treatment. But in order for you to get that, you have to chase them.
Jesus Christ.
Blasphemy. Wow. I mean, she's not wrong. Dating has become extremely transactional. I mean, it is traditional to go out on a date with a man and he pays, and I'm there with that. But this whole notion that a man has to buy you gifts on the first date, or if he's your boyfriend, has to be paying a bill for you or something like that, like, that's weird. Like, that is not the job of a boyfriend. That is the job of a husband, and you are a girlfriend. It's like your trial period to see if you'll make a good wife. And by demanding, I mean, it's literal prostitution, in my opinion. If you want to be a prostitute, then go be a prostitute. But if you want to date, don't make it so transactional. Like, it just takes the love out of it, right? Like, I mean, OnlyFans has ruined everything.
Why don't you ladies know how to be submissive to your man? You don't have to be his mama just because you cooking for him and you taking care of him. What is the problem with catering to your man these days?
Nothing. Cater to that man. You want him to cater to you, right? One hand washes the other. Now, this is a clip from Fresh and Fit when they had John Zerka on, and I really like what he had to say.
So check this out. My question to you is, you said you decide your own value. Then why don't you price your OnlyFans at $1,000?
Because that's ridiculous.
Because you don't decide your own retard value.
Oh shit!
Yo, let him cook.
$1,000 for a subscription.
Let him cook.
To my OnlyFans would be ridiculous. Who would pay that?
Why would it be ridiculous?
I don't even know if you could set it that high.
Well, okay, 500.
I don't even think you can set it that high.
You determine your value, not anybody else. So
yeah, what does my value have to do with pictures and videos of my
That's how
of
you
my
get
body?
a husband. That's how you make money. That's how you put food on the table. That's your value. Your value is $5.99. Admit it. Is it $5.99?
No, it's $17.50.
Okay, you saved it. Now you're hot again.
How did you add the 50 cents on? Isn't that crazy? This should be a perfect
other thing. If I fucked you tonight, I would have to fuck her in the dark because I'd have to cancel my Netflix subscription to buy her OnlyFans and win her all. You're $17.50. You said you decide your value. Why did you decide $17? Less than Netflix?
$17.50. She added 50 cents.
Bitch, get Hulu.
You're saying that the value that I put on my OnlyFans is determined by the value that I'm putting on myself, and that's not
That's beauty.
true.
That's all you women have is beauty. Nothing else.
I mean, by putting a value on photos of yourself or putting a value on your body or your sex, you are technically putting a value on yourself. And $17.50, really, though? I mean, 50 cents. She couldn't have gone for $17.99. Now, I can definitely say that in my life, I have done things that I am not proud of. I have, however, learned from those mistakes and grown. And like this woman who is a former dancer, she's explaining reality to modern women. Let's see what she's got to say.
You're posting a bikini picture compared to me being on a strip pole, dancing and going crazy and being on ceilings, you know, like that. I was crazy party lifestyle promoter. I was doing everything, nightlife. I was making my money. And at the end of the day, it gets to a point where it's like, it's all fun and games, but look where I'm at right now.
No, I
had a
definitely
child
agree
out of
with you.
wedlock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have a man that is secure by my side right now with my child. And as I'm raising my child, I'm seeing how badly, at the end of the day, it's important to have a man in your life. It's really important because of the simple fact that I'm just seeing my son raised without a son, like a father. It hurts. It really does. And you know what? I'm happy for you because it's like when you have that situation, you realize that it's like, this is my man. I'm going to worship him. And this is the family I'm going to create. When I'm a grandma and I have the whole entire room filled with my grandchildren, that is your real value.
Amen. Man, if I knew what I knew now, I would have chosen a lot better, and done things quite different. I would give anything to have been able to raise my son in a 2-parent household without, divorce and things like that, but we go through what we go through, and it shapes us. But the least that we can do is give advice, and hopefully somebody doesn't have to make the mistakes that we made. I love the Real Femme Sapien. If you're not familiar with her, that is this woman that we are about to hear from.
Can we stop overvaluing marriage and kids as a starter pack? Oh, so like marriage and kids, like that's a starter pack to you. That's just not nice. Joyful marriages and children. We live in a society that wants you single, fat, broke, and childless, and you're adding to that with your $49.99 donation of apathy. Ask these women where they see themselves in 5 years professionally and personally. For myself, hopefully I will have 2 biological children, 1 adopted child, and I'll be raising them, which is just as valuable as if I got a PhD or if I was making 6 figures. It matters just as much, and for me personally, it matters more. So how dare you degrade married women who want to reproduce and do a good thing for society? You're a problem. And
Yes.
The fertility stats show that you're a problem as well, because 50.1% of women in the UK are childless by age 30. This is unprecedented, and most women want to have kids. So thank you for the $49.99 of coping.
Wow. I mean, we used to have the mothers stay home and raise the children while the father worked. And now we have 2-parent, we need 2 incomes in each house, and each parent has to work, or we have single parents, and the children are being raised by school. And oh my gosh, we know what is happening in these schools today. And so we wonder why everybody's a mess.
Why don't you ladies know how to be submissive to your man? You don't have to be his mama just because you cooking for him and you taking care of him. What is the problem with catering to your man these days?
There is nothing wrong with catering to your man, but you do want to find a man worth catering to. Okay, we have time for one more.
I believe every man wants a modest woman, a woman that doesn't twerk around, that doesn't drink, that doesn't party, that stays home, that cleans for them, and that cooks, that worships them. And if you show yourself as a party girl, no man will want you. Maybe for one night stand, but that's not wifey material. And I promise you, you wanna be wifey material. And we can all have a past, and you can go through there, and you can build yourself to be wifey material. That's how you're gonna find the happiness. When you're a wife and when you're raising your sons and they are proud of you and not ashamed. And I'm sure with these bikini pictures, they are gonna be ashamed. I honestly believe as a woman, there's nothing more satisfying than giving pleasure to your man.
Of course.
Ooh.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I said it a little slower. One more time. Yeah. And look right into the camera, okay?
Over here. Where's the camera? As a woman, I believe there's nothing more satisfying than giving pleasure to your man.
Ooh la la.
That was a commercial right there.
I agree. My situation, I got married quite young and divorced. I did not marry a man worth the wifeness, the wifely duties and everything that I gave him. And then after I left him, I did the party girl thing. So I had experience in both. And I can say that the years that I spent being the party girl were not fulfilling in any way, shape, or form. And it wasn't until I calmed down, found Jesus, and found sobriety that my life turned around. The way I think changed. I guess I grew up a little, you know, but bottom line is, don't stop working on yourself. Find a man that is worth submitting to, and men, be a man worth submitting to. Don't just give up because one woman treats you bad, and women, don't just give up because one man treats you bad. You will find the right person if you give it to God and ask him to find them for you. But that is all for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, stay highly motivated.